Man, I just had to watch the Houston Rockets lose in double overtime to the OKC Thunder, and now Sol Ruca has to relinquish both her titles. My night couldn't have gotten any worse. So unfortunately, as you probably heard, Sol Ruca got injured. I believe it was on Friday night SmackDown, and she has to relinquish both her championships, the Speed Championship and the Women's North American Championship. We don't know the exact details about what's going to happen with the Speed Championship, but we do get an update on what's going to happen with the Women's North American Championship. Blake Monroe comes out during the sad promo from Sol Ruca and says she wants the championship. She'd just be given it because she's the #1 contender anyway. Zaria wants to fight on behalf of Sol Ruca. She wants to take Sol Ruca's place and defend the championship, and that match gets made official. So it's going to be Zaria and it's going to be Blake Monroe. The winner will be the new Women's North American Champion. I don't know if the belt has been relinquished. Maybe they'll just say there was no vacated in the middle. Maybe they'll just hand it over. I don't know. But I do like this. I feel like either way, it's going to create an incredible storyline. If Blake Monroe wins, that means Zaria technically lost the championship on behalf of Sol Ruca. That's going to create some tension. If Zaria wins, she's the new Women's North American Championship. She took her best friend's belt. That's going to create some tension when Sol Ruca eventually comes back. I feel like it's gonna be amazing. Honestly, I would like either. Man, I'm just sad for Sol Ruca. She was having an incredible run and now having another leg injury. That must suck. I mean, her legs are gonna be dusted once she gets to the main roster, but she'll be fine. She has charisma to go off of. It just sucks because she's definitely one of my favorites. But let's get into the actual show, which opens with the Culling making their way down the ring, specifically Tatum Paxley, who is your women's #1 contender. She thanks all the fans, she thanks her Culling friends, saying she finally made it and she's not going to disappoint anyone. She's going to win that championship because everybody has always had her back. That's when Fatal Influence interrupt and Jacy Jayne just goes on. Once she won the belt, everyone said she was the most defeatable champion, and look where she is now, having an incredible reign, which very true. And a bit of back and forth, a bit of bickering leads to a tag team match being set up for later tonight. Jacy Jayne and Lainey Reed versus Izzy Dame and Tatum Paxley, which is interesting. I know Fallon Henley is injured or something, so she can't compete, but it's interesting anyway that Jacy Jayne chooses Lainey Reed in kayfabe wise. It also looks like she's kind of getting rid of Fallon Henley, which is a really interesting storyline. The decline of Fatal Influence, or the weird stuff going on there, very interesting. Also, the Culling, they're so interesting. I absolutely love them. I called it months ago that they were going to be one of the most interesting factions. I'm validated, I was right. We follow this up with the first match of the night, which is Leon Slater defending his X Division Championship on NXT against Stax. I mean, that match alone tells you all you needed to know. But Javon Evans comes with Leon Slater to the ring. They're kind of like a tag team. Javon Evans during the match just joins the commentary table for a bit. And the match was just pure fun. It was really exciting. I actually enjoyed it. I mean, it sucks Stax isn't the Heritage Cup champion anymore, or they're not acknowledging it. I know I dissed the championship, but I really want to see it. I feel like having these cool, weird, unique championships like the Speed Championship, like the Heritage Cup, it just adds a little fun element to the show. It doesn't take away from the other real championships either. During the match, Ariana Grace gets on the apron, but she gets knocked off into Javon Evans' arms. This pisses Stax off. He gets out of the ring, and it allows Leon Slater to eventually, from that, pick up the victory. I really liked this. I mean, the match was just a bunch of fun. It was wild. I just love Leon Slater. It seems like he's going to be a permanent fixture on NXT now, similar to how Joe Henry was. I really like that. Sucks for TNA, but for me as a major NXT fan, just great stuff. After the match though, Leon Slater and Javon Evans celebrate, but they both won a match on Halloween Havoc, and it seems like we're setting up for another X Division Championship match, but no, La Parca and Mr. Iguana come out. Totally random, totally fun. It feels like I'm on psychedelics during this whole match promo segment, but it was just pure entertainment. And one thing leads to another. There's no brawl or anything, but it sets up for a match at Halloween Havoc. The two of them versus Javon Evans and Leon Slater. This is gonna be a fun match. I mean, it's totally random, but it kind of fits with Halloween Havoc being just having a bunch of random matches. Feels like 2K Universe mode shit. Backstage, Kalani Jordan tries to go into the locker rooms, but she's kicked out and her stuff are thrown out, with the NXT locker room saying no, she chose TNA, so she can't be with them anymore. Jordan Grace comes up and says it's not cool, but everybody just ignores her. Kalani Jordan says she doesn't want Jordan Grace's help, but Jordan Grace insists. I'm really liking the storyline. I feel like just the whole build of it, Jordan Grace being a former TNA wrestler, Kalani Jordan now being the TNA Women's Champion. There's a lot of interesting stuff there. I was kind of not into it last week, but right now I'm kind of starting to see the storyline. I would like a friends who don't get along type of storyline between Kalani Jordan and Jordan Grace. As long as it's not for the Knockouts Championship. I don't think we should have Jordan Grace challenging for the Knockouts Championship, but if this storyline is just about them becoming friends, possibly falling out, I could see them being the next Sol Ruca and Zaria, honestly. We also get a major announcement that the Broken Hardys are gonna return and defend their championships at Halloween Havoc against Dark State, which, God yes, if you guys didn't know, Broken Hardys is peak wrestling experience for me. I absolutely love this. I can literally recall every character, probably every segment. That was just peak wrestling for me. I mean, that is exactly what I love. Just crazy out there stuff. Looks like I'm hoping it's not a match. I'm hoping they just do a whole cinematic match at the Hardy compound, having a bunch of the characters. Vanguard won. But yeah, I'm really excited to see the Broken Hardys, man. It's gonna be so nostalgic and it just fits with Halloween Havoc. Halloween Havoc's gonna be weird, but it's gonna be, I think, one of the most fun pay-per-views out of just a weirdness and entertainment standpoint. Let's also run over the men's speed tournament. Jasper Troy picks up a victory over Zaria Wentz. Zaria Wentz surprisingly has a lot of offense in this match, but it is Jasper Troy that wins at the end. Kinda makes sense. Zaria Wentz has had a lot of major moments, major storylines on NXT, so he's not like a bum. But it's good for Jasper Troy to win. I believe he's just gonna be the one to take that speed championship at the end. I've already said that. Check out last week's video. And then Axiom defeats Sean Legacy, which I'm surprised by, but I don't mind. I mean, I'm happy with Axiom. Axiom versus Jasper Troy is gonna be a banger match. And then when it comes to Sean Legacy, I mean, it was a fun one-off appearance. I just wish he'd fully transition into NXT because he appears a lot sporadically, but not permanently. I honestly think he's kind of ready, and you know, having a babyface like him would be good for NXT's roster. A few more backstage segments. Ethan Page has a promo hyping up his match. Not a lot here, not a lot of substance, but that face paint on him looks really cool. I'm excited for this match. We also go backstage where Ren Sinclair is on the phone with Charlie Dempsey, and after she puts the phone down, she gets the idea to form an all-female Ren QCC, something for Charlie Dempsey to actually come back to. She approaches Lash Legend with the idea, but Lash Legend just dismisses it. So Kendall Gray comes up and defends Ren Sinclair, and it looks like we're building up for a feud here, which I would really like. Kendall Gray just won the Evolve Women's Championship, so hopefully this is a match for the Evolve Women's Championship. It will put a big spotlight on it. Plus, Lash Legend versus Kendall Gray sounds like such a good ass match. I want to see that. And I do really hope the Ren QCC actually forms. I feel like Kendall Gray and Carly Bright are the obvious members for it, but I would like to see Lash Legend in that too. She seems like a dark horse, and even this tease, maybe her losing to Kendall Gray is her being forced into the Ren QCC. I don't know, but I think she could be a fun addition. Other than that, I really hope we see the Ren QCC. I just think it could be fun. The next match is OTM versus Hank and Tank, a match set up last week, and the match is surprisingly quick, and OTM pick up the victory. I'm very happy about this. I do like both teams. After the match, OTM just keeps beating them down, keeps throwing them outside, uses steel steps on them. They're very brutal. I like this new version of OTM, and I feel like this is exactly what they need to be. I do hope this vicious attack also means the feud continues, because I can see a really nice feud between Hank and Tank and OTM. Plus, I just want to see this tag team division being built up, so having a serious mid-card feud would be really good for this tag team division. And honestly, for OTM, they should just align her with Jada Parker again. I feel like she brought a whole lot to it, and maybe she outshined them a little bit, but at least she put a spotlight on them, and I would like to see that. I keep getting my hopes up for OTM because I see something there and I want something to happen with them. It just doesn't keep happening. I think aligning with Jada Parker again could be really good. Then we get the tag team match that I was set up earlier tonight. Izzy Dame and Tatum Paxley versus Fatal Influence versus JC Jane and Lainey Reed. And this match was also really fun. A lot of distractions ends up with JC Jane pinning Tatum Paxley. Now, after the match, Fatal Influence attacks Izzy Dame on the outside before turning their attention to Tatum Paxley. Fallon Henley and Lainey Reed hold up Tatum as JC Jane tries to hit her with the title belt, but Tatum Paxley manages to outmaneuver them all and 1v3s them, completely solos them, lays them out, and holds the NXT Women's Championship up. You know what this means? It means Tatum Paxley is not winning. I mean, I guess everybody knew it was not going to happen, but this just confirms her. She's not going to solo the entirety of Fatal Influence and hold up the championship and win at Halloween Havoc. That would be insane. But it's most likely not going to happen. It's just going to be another victory in JC Jane's long, absolutely incredible reign. And as far as Tatum Paxley goes, this is probably going to be the end of her and Izzy Dame, right? I can't see it going any further after this, because this seems like a climax where she loses, Izzy Dame turns on her. Because what do you do with them afterwards? Like, where does that storyline go? Sure, you've set up something with Lyra Valkyria, but I don't think she's gonna come back to NXT for a permanent storyline. So this has to be the end that actually pushes Tatum Paxley to the next level and shows some genuine work from Izzy Dame. Anyways, let's get to the main event, which is a contract signing between Ricky Saints and Trick Williams. Similarly, both men do sign the contract, and it ends up in a brawl, as always, with Ricky Saints throwing Trick Williams through the table, holding the belt up. This has me confused because Ricky Saints should retain this championship. Now, I wouldn't mind Trick Williams winning the championship again, being an NXT champ again. I think it could be fun, but I feel like he's someone that's being set up to go to the main roster. And I can see that happening. I'm just confused because Ricky Saints holding up the championship, usually that always means the person who holds the championship that ends the night on a high loses at the pay-per-view. But I can't see Ricky Saints losing yet. I feel like that would be very premature for his championship reign. So I don't know. I'm very conflicted. I fully believe Ricky Saints is going to win, but it makes me feel like something else is going to happen, which it very well could. I don't know. Overall, if I had to give tonight's show a rating, I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. I feel like it was a very fun show. It just lacked any definitive matches for me. The matches were fun, but there wasn't any matches that were like, yeah, that's right, that was a really great match tonight. I mean, all the matches were just, they were fine. And the segments and all the storytelling, it's always great. NXT is peak at telling stories, having a bunch of different storylines. And again, the women's division kind of sucks that there's a bunch of injuries there. But it seems like the tag team division is being built up, plus the women's division, it always recuperates. There's always new women to come in. So I feel like everything's fine, except the show would have been a 10 out of 10 if we just had that one really good match. Now, if you like this channel, please leave a like, subscribe. I have a superhero channel and a basketball channel. With the basketball season being active now again, you should really check that out. And then I also do a podcast with PUWF. Sometimes it's on a Thursday night, sometimes it's on a Sunday night. So I'll let you guys know when that is. But you should really tune in because we just talk about Evolve. So I hope to see you guys again soon. Leave a like, subscribe. Goodbye.